Hello, everyone. I'm sharing with you a dress rehearsal from Edinburgh, Scotland, where I'm at the home of a friend while doing online correspondence with my open team colleagues who are already in Bonn. And I've been working with the Drawdown team in California, setting things up for an event next week where I have the privilege of making the introductions and opening this event. So, what I'd like to share with you now is the umpteenth draft of my talk, which I will have the ability to say without referring to notes in a few days' time. But since you are the people who have brought me here, who have given me the ability to work with Open Team this summer in Paris, and then when I had to leave because of visas, I went to Scotland and I spent some time at Findhorn, which was very healing and restful, while continuing to work online in planning an event that has been quite a surprise to me what it's turned into. I thought that we would be able to bring Drawdown into a larger gathering of organizations at COP23, but we weren't able to get sufficient time to really honor the material and the people who were willing to show up to deliver it. And so, by what I can only call a miraculous twist of events, I became the organizer and hostess of a side event that will be held next Wednesday, November 15th, at the American Protestant Church in Bonn. And this will be my greeting. So, here we go. Willkommen, bienvenue, benvindo, bienvenido. Welcome to this presentation of Drawdown 100 Solutions to Reverse Global Warming. I'm Alana Leah, your host this afternoon, along with Joanne Chanté, the director of Open Team, who you will meet shortly. Each of you here today are influencers and leaders of projects, organizations, consortiums, and countries who share our vision of a thriving, healthy planet to give to our children. As a mother who recently spent weeks hovering on Facebook, waiting for messages to appear from my stepson, who rode out Hurricane Irma on the island of St. John and was then evacuated to Puerto Rico just in time to experience the full force of Hurricane Maria. Climate change is very vivid in my mind and in my life. Thankfully, I was absorbed in planning this event at that time, and I was able to focus my mind on propagating this message of Drawdown solutions, deepening my commitment to our earth and our children. When I go home, I will tell my adult children that we're on this, and that we're going to do all that we can to reverse the situation in their lifetimes with our resolve. We must not let despair win. A decade ago, I was inspired by the words of Paul Hawken when he shared a scrolling image with the names of thousands of organizations around the planet that were engaged in the work of healing and resolving the problems. They had spontaneously gathered to do this, and when I saw that message, it awakened a dormant seed in my own heart. I knew that I was to be among them. Within a year, I had formed a reforestation project in Brazil, where I was born, that was funded by the sales of cookies by school children and their mothers, and the sale of my art creations. 8 years later, that project, I Give Trees, was recognized by the French Ministry of Environment as a citizen initiative and one of 100 projects for the climate. And with that honor, I was invited to participate in COP22 last year with Open Team. That opened more doors. As an artist, I created a banner last year to commemorate the first gathering of the 4 per 1000 consortium. And Paul Liu, Stéphane Lafolle, and many people who were present for that gathering are with us again tonight, and we will be joining them tomorrow for their gathering, which is one of the profound works of our time. But this year, I created a banner for Project Drawdown, and I invite all of you who are here to come forward and give it your signature. Tell us where you're from, what organization you represent, and let this be the banner that we carry forward and bring back to the United States to show that the world is united behind this project. So it gives me great pleasure now to introduce to you Chad Frischman, who is the Vice President and Research Director at Project Drawdown, where he leads the Drawdown Coalition, the Senior Research Team, and Fellowship Programs. Chad is the lead researcher and principal architect of the methodology and models used in Drawdown and all related publications. With an interdisciplinary background in public policy, sustainable development, and environmental conservation, Chad brings over 17 years of experience in program management and strategic leadership to the team. He's been with the organization since its inception in 2014, working as both head of research and operations. Previously, Chad also was the senior program officer at the Europeum, taught at the University of Oxford and the University of California at Berkeley, and worked as a consultant and researcher for numerous organizations, from small grassroots to nonprofits to UN agencies such as UNESCO and the International Fund for Agricultural Development. Chad holds a master's degree in public policy from the University of California at Berkeley, a master's degree in art history from the University of Oxford, and a BA in international affairs from George Washington University. We also have several representatives, partners from Project Drawdown, who are with us this evening, who will also give presentations of their work, but I'm going to let Chad introduce them to you. Please welcome Chad Frischman. So, there you have it, my beloveds, my supporters. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to spend this time developing this work, developing these relationships. I have been invited to be a participant, a partner in the Drawdown Coalition, to collaborate with them on content creation and exhibits, and that just absolutely fills my heart. And besides that, one of the colleagues from Brazil who I've been in touch with via just Zoom meetings throughout the year, Pedro Dinez, is here tonight, and he's one of the presenters. And then we're going out for dinner after the presentation, and I'll have my first sit-down face-to-face meeting with him to talk about what's possible for Brazil, because if I'm to be involved in doing anything farther there, his organization, his team would be the people who I would want to do this with. So again, from the bottom of my heart, from the absolute depths of my heart, I thank you for giving me this opportunity to be here with you and to serve you and to serve our children by doing this work. So, thank you. Bye-bye.